Hey, what's going on, guys? This Biohazard Candy Kid coming at you here with another great video. Actually, I'm kind of glad that my camera is angled this way on my little dashboard right there for my vehicle. You see how it's blinking low washer fluid? Well, I don't have low washer fluid. As a matter of fact, in my car, I have high washer fluid. It's like to the max. You know, the stuff that gets your bugs off the windshield, windshield washer fluid. See, the problem with vehicles today is that they have a billion sensors in them that just become faulty. Like, for instance, in all cars that are, I would say, from 2000 and I believe 2009 until 2024, they all come with these tire pressure sensors. And basically, in these tire pressure sensors, you know, there's like this little computer chip, you know, there's like this little electronics, you know, board in there that syncs up with your car's onboard electronics within the engine and stuff like that. And what happens is over time, as you're, you know, using your vehicle, your tire pressure sensor becomes faulty. And so then it tells you, oh, well, you have the right front tire, you know, that is low. When really it's not low, and then you have to go take it to your mechanic and they have to change it out for you, which costs, you know, $100 to $1,000. You know what I'm saying? It costs you an arm and a leg and stuff like that. Well, see, cars in the 80s, cars in the 90s, cars in the 1940s were much simpler. The only electronics they had, okay, even in the 80s, was like maybe power steering, you know, it had like some type of power thing, you know, and your lights and the windshield wipers. But other than that, everything else was like non-electronic. It was mechanical. It worked. It was, you know, something that had been invented 100 years ago, and it just worked. Now we come to these new cars, which basically, they don't work at all. None of these new cars work. Yeah, cool, the engine starts, you can get going on the road, but there's always something that's faulty. Just look at Mercedes. You know, if we want to talk about luxury cars, I'm going to say this right off the bat. Nothing beats Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce just unveiled this year, okay, or last year, actually. They just unveiled last year their new boat tail, which is $23 million. It comes with like silver-plated, gold-plated silverware, and it comes with 2 bottles of wine or champagne in the back that opens up like an old-school boat of the 30s. I mean, no one can beat Rolls-Royce. That is like the 5th time they have made the world's most expensive car, and they're only gonna produce like 2 in the whole entire world. Okay, so if we're going to talk about luxury cars and quality, only talk about Rolls-Royce. Not even Bentley comes close to that, and Bentley is a British car company. Rolls-Royce tops everyone. When you ride in a Rolls-Royce, it's like your own private jet, like one of those, you know, Honda CJR jets or the Lear jets. It's ridiculous. I mean, on how like comfortable it is, and how much sound deadening there is, and how the ride comfort is. So with that in mind, and how Rolls-Royce makes quality products, even if they're in the age of making SUVs now, because they have the Rolls-Royce Culligan, or Cullihan, whatever you want to call it, you know, they still make their 4-door sedans that are great, which even come with your own personal, handcrafted, handmade in England Rolls-Royce umbrella that comes out of the driver's door handle, like door. Like, who does that? So Ferrari doesn't even do that, and all you people talk about Ferrari and its opulence. I'm part Italian. I know about Ferrari. They suck. That's why Ferruccio Lamborghini made Lamborghini, because he had a Ferrari and it sucked. You know, and he couldn't even get any good service out of that company. Now it's owned by Fiat. Rolls-Royce is owned by someone else, but they left him alone. They said, well, you're Rolls-Royce. We're going to leave you alone. So you want to talk about quality? Okay. Mercedes, BMW, Hyundai, Acura, Lexus, okay? They all have a whole bunch of sensors and they're faulty. And just to repair them is a buttload. Just to repair a Rolls Royce is a buttload, but that's if something happens to it. Rolls Royces have been known to go forever. Even ones of the 80s, which were, you know, the ones that people would say are the crappy era, but really not. Like, look at Mercedes. 50 sensors? Like Scotty Kilmer did a video on his YouTube channel about a Mercedes, one of these E-classes, you know, of the modern era, of today, like of the last, you know, I would say 3 years. And it had a faulty sensor. It had a bunch of faulty sensors. He used his scan tool and it said, tripped code, tripped code, tripped code, faulty sensor, like about 30 times. It's ridiculous. The car I drive, this Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, it's a great car. It's a Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. That vehicle has been made since 1998. It was called something else in Japan, then they changed the name to the worldwide name, Outlander Sport, and the RVR in other countries. Outlander Sport in the United States and the RVR in other countries. And so basically, this vehicle's great. It just has this low washer fluid system, which I don't really care about. I could drive around with this. I'm not, you know, that mad about it. I mean, I'm mad about it because, yeah, it's a stupid sensor. Why do we need a sensor for low washer fluid? Us humans are that stupid that we can't go check it out ourselves. We can't just go and manually check. We have to have some stupid computer. What's next? We have to have a computer to jack off for us? You know? The computer senses when we're horny, so the computer, you know, jacks off for us, like, you know, or the computer, like, senses that we're horny, you know, in our body, and so it tells us, you know, hey, you need to jack off right now to your girlfriend, to your wife, because you're horny. What if it's you know, is that what we've come to? Because we're so stupid, we can't even, you know, we don't have the brains to do that anymore? You know what I'm saying. And I'm also being literal about that because we're coming to an age where everything is AI, computerization, and what the fuck, we need that to tell us what to do? That's not how the computer and the AI is supposed to work. They're supposed to work for us, not that we work for them. We're supposed to tell them what to do, not that it tells us. Because if it tells us and it goes faulty, I mean, what the heck? What do we build them for? I mean, I think this is ridiculous. So I just want to preface this. I just want to say that, you know, all these computer sensors are something that we shouldn't have in these cars. So auto manufacturers, stop putting sensors in your car for every little damn thing. Stop putting rear view cameras, because rear view cameras suck. Because I don't use it. I hate the rear view camera. Yeah, I've looked at it before by accident, but I hate the rear view camera. Because I know what it is. It's a spy device. That's what it really is. It's not to help you back up. Because there have been people who have used the rear view camera, as well as the rear view mirrors, as well as they've turned their head, and they've still hit kids. They've still hit dogs and cats. They've still hit, you know, adults, elderly women, elderly men, teenagers. They've still hit them and killed them, despite having rear view cameras. That thing doesn't do shit. No matter how wide the angle, no matter how big of a display you have. Oh, I use it to back up my trailer easy now. To back into my trailer easy and hook it on. There are still people having accidents with these rear view cameras backing into a trailer. That doesn't do shit. The old school way is better, where us humans use our brains and we look everywhere and we get outside of our vehicle and we look. Not that we stay in the fucking vehicle and use a, you know, fucked up, you know, rear view camera. So I just want to say that this thing right here, this is a piece of crap. Auto manufacturers, you need to build cars like you did in the 1980s and 1990s. Build cars that lasted and that didn't have too much technology. Get your facts straight people. Quit reading the mainstream news, which tells you, oh, nothing's faulty, everything's fine. Look at all the recalls. Look at all the reports coming out about all these companies having, faulty equipment right out of the manufacturing facility before it even, hits your dealership. Cars are even faulty even right when they're in the stage of the clay model. All right, guys. Bars and Candy Kid signing out. Like, subscribe, share. Remember always, make the world a better place. Expose evil. One camera, one microphone at a time. Peace.